The big question that never seems to get an answer in math class is, how am I supposed to use this stuff in the real world? Other than to pass a test, why do we need to study things like algebra or trigonometry? This is an absolutely valid question. And if you're expected to work to learn something, you deserve to know why it's relevant and useful to you personally. Maybe you do see that some professions would need to do some technical calculations that require math. The number of people who do actually use math might surprise you. For me personally, I'm constantly using lots of math to make my animations. But maybe you don't see math as something that you yourself would need. Or figure you can always have a calculator nearby, so what's the point? The thing to remember is that math is an abstract exercise. Take for instance another abstract exercise, lifting weights. An athlete may lift weights as part of their training. But what's the use of this? At no time during a match will they stop what they're doing and start lifting weights in order to score a point. Nobody in the middle of a game will say, "You play offense, I'll take defense, and you go lift weights." So what's the purpose of all that work? The reason is that lifting weights is an efficient method for gaining strength. The direct action of making pieces of metal go up and down isn't what's important, but the strength you get from that activity. There are other ways to build muscle, but the abstract exercise of lifting weights is a highly focused, direct way to do that. And once you gain that strength, it can not only apply to a certain sport, but can carry over to any physical activity you do. The same is true with studying math. If you solve an equation for x, the answer itself is much less important than the mental abilities you're building from the process. Math is an efficient way to train your brain to use logic and reason, to see patterns in how quantities come together, and how to take complex things and break them apart into understandable pieces. There are other ways to build those thinking skills, but the abstract exercise of math is a highly focused and direct way to do that. And with that mental dexterity, you can apply those thinking skills to a job or anything else you do. So while life outside of school will not resemble a bunch of math tests, having a mind that can use logic to problem solve and see patterns that make complex things understandable will be invaluable in anything you do.